Alright, so I did record that sideways on accident. Things are happening, not so great. But whatever. Piece it together. Two more things that I had forgotten about. GoPulse is having issues. Some people are calling it out as that they rug the community with not only their token, but their service. So supposedly GoPulse is not accessible right now. For a while, they've been like offering less or maybe reorganizing. I'm not sure, but I'm told by Twitter or folks on Twitter that GoPulse quite possibly rugged their token and their service from the community. Keep in mind, guys, like, remember when RG3 had gotten really mad at Rabby Wallet, and my suggestion for the reason why Rabby Wallet dropped us was because they just lost too much money. If they're holding reserves for all these trades in Pulse Chain, and then Pulse Chain goes from 100% sack rate down to 20% sack rate, that could be a huge blow to a company. And the possibility of it going lower, they might have needed to back out exactly then. And another topic that I forgot to mention was one that's kind of personal, or that is personal to me, is like whenever I'm engaging with people on Twitter or trying to engage with them about moi, the things that I can see that I think go unnoticed, or commenting on the history of what's already happened, and maybe there's a rhyming situation that's coming around and about to bless us with its patheticness. So I mentioned that I send out cards to anybody who will give me an address, and of course, guys, I don't care what address you give me, as long as it's as long as I'm not wasting the postage, and I hope that it gets to the right hands, and that somebody will do something with the stuff. God, just like a spot on my nose. So Mando replies to one of my replies saying, "Oh yeah, EcoBuilder." He's replying sarcastically, I believe. EcoBuilder and Hex Postcards, they've done marketing. Guys, my response to that was, great conversations can be had with printed materials for projects that are actually worthy of it, instead of just introducing to a wealthy community the new next token that you've already gotten into. So you and 5 other people who are friends got into what could plausibly be the next token for this community, sort of like what Sparta is right now with the community. And y'all have already bought in early, and then you go and introduce it as, diversity and fairness across all tokens, and everything's worth whatever, and it's all evolutionary, and they don't talk about time periods, like what I was talking about earlier, where people are pins and needles, or they're calm based on their time periods. So those people, they're called grifters, right? that pitch these things, and my point being is, they don't put their hard-earned money or this round's worth of proceeds that they've earned off, they pulled off of you, the community, the speculative community, they don't put that into printed media. The reason why is because they don't give a shit about the product. They don't give a shit about that project. They just want their reputation to be pieced together in this certain way that they can go from one thing to the next without too much negativity directed at them. If you point negativity towards them, they're going to come out and defend themselves, arm themselves to the teeth. But yet they'll stay off of philosophical reductions. And Mando, he'll philosophically come back to Christ and him raising his son so well. That's his, he's a Christian. That's his fallback point. But my point that I'm making is all of these other fucking projects out there. Who's doing printed media? If they're not doing printed media, they're probably not worth a fucking shit. Because no one is taking their earnings and putting it back in. That's my point. Instead, they're hoarding it, taking it away. And they'll talk good about it because they don't want to immediately poo-poo the thing that they had just put up for everybody to view. So we gotta wait another 2 months before people pay attention to something else, and then they can drop and stop presenting this to everybody, as if it's the new golden goose that fights Richard. It's always fighting Richard. It's always coming to the community, fighting Richard. Okay, so I think those are the two things that I wanted to say in addition to what I was saying earlier. Alright guys, have a great day. It's starting to get hot over here. The day is starting to warm up is what I'm trying to say. Those great summer days where you can get outside and work in the morning and the afternoon, or the evening, but don't you dare work at 2 to 4.